All right, YouTube, welcome back. My name is B Lutz. This is Ball with B Lutz, and we're talking about the hottest team in basketball today, the Atlanta Hawks. I had actually recorded this video. It's like 5-6 minutes long, and I recorded it facing the wall and not me. So we're gonna be here to redo it. Yeah, Atlanta Hawks right now are the hottest team in basketball. They just wrapped up a 10-game win streak last night. With the win over the Orlando Magic, a really important good win by them. Right now they're sitting at the 8 seed, and I think Orlando's moved all the way up to like the 5 or 6 seed. So the East is getting really competitive. It's getting really tight with only 14, 15 games left, depending on how many games you have played. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Atlanta Hawks. Over this last 10-game stretch, they've had quality wins versus teams like the Blazers, the Sixers, the Mavericks, and the Magic. They've also beaten the Nets twice, the Wizards twice, and the Bucks twice. Over the last 10, I did the math, checked it out. They're averaging 122.9, it's basically 123 points per game over the last 10, and they're holding their opponents to 104.8, which I think is their magic number. They've held, I believe, 4 opponents, the Wizards twice, the Bucks, and the Nets, to under 100 points. And those Wizards were 96 and 98 on back-to-back games. So their defense has been really solid. Through this stretch, they're averaging about 18.1 point differential on average. I don't know if that's the true, if you take every points per game, but that's really freaking good. With only 14, 15 games left in the season to be peaking like this, you just got to keep it going for another month going into the playoffs. They could give some teams some struggle. They have height, they have length, they have defenders, they have shooters. They even have a little bit of depth. One thing I did notice about this 10-game win streak is the starting lineup from that first Nets game to last night's Magic game is the same starting lineup through all 10 games, which I think is something they have not had. And for a team that's been historically mid over the last 5 or so years, seeing them jump from, I believe it was 27 and 31 to 37 and 31 is just massive. To see them finally kind of break that 500 curse. And the Spurs on their pick this year, which kind of sucks that we're not going to really get a good pick, but they've more than enough handed us over. Kind of looking into their lineup, they've been rocking Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels, Oneko Okongwu, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and CJ McCollum, which on paper doesn't seem like it'd be that great of a lineup, but when they play together, this team has a lot of just natural chemistry and a lot of strong culture. I think their cultural strength in that locker room is turned around. I think we're finally starting to see the Quinn Schneider effect and why they brought him in that building. Their offense is good and they play solid defense. They have some other backups, people like Zach Richier, former number 1 overall pick, Jonathan Kuminga, who they got at the deadline, and Jacques Landale's been getting minutes for them. They also have people like Cody Kispert, Gabe Vincent, Buddy Hield's Ron on their bench. Like they have a good team. And I think they flew under the radar because everyone I did too. I'll take full responsibility of that. But just kind of assume the Hawks are going to be mid. I just assume the Hawks are going to be an average team, but this is no average team right now. The way they're playing basketball, they are the hottest team in basketball. They're playing some of the best basketball right now. Yeah, and like I was kind of hinting at, they're 8th in the standings with only a game back of the 7th seed and a game and a half out of the 6th seed, just out of the play-in in general. So it's been a crazy turnaround. It's been a crazy 2 weeks for them. Could not have asked for better time for a 10-game win streak. They'll probably need to go to 12 or 13, probably upwards of, they won't go on a 15 game, but they're going to need to go like 14-1, 13-2 over the stretch to kind of get out of that play-in. And if we see the Hawks out of the play-in, this is a successful season for them. Considering you traded Trae Young, you traded Porzingis, like this was, Richier just hasn't been the player you wanted. Been drafted out number 1 overall. So with all things considered, I think Quinn's done an unbelievable job. I think the players have done a great job rallying around each other and rallying around, not kind of just letting their season dwindle and just being in mediocrity. Hawks fans should be happy. This is a good team. This is a well-built team. This is a team that does not look the same it did on Game 1 that is going to look at Game 82. And I think their front office does deserve a little bit of a shout-out to kind of crafting a team mid-season and how hard that can be to move assets and bring in assets that are not going to just be there for the future but actually impact winning now. like CJ McCollum's a perfect example. You move your star player and Trae Young to get back CJ McCollum and Cody Kispert, and CJ instantly comes back and impacts winning. Like that's really big for them. And I think that we should be highlighting the good GM work that was done here, because there is some really good moves that happened, like getting rid of Kristaps at the deadline and coming back with Jonathan Kuminga, who, you know, you swing for the fences with Kuminga. If he doesn't work out, he doesn't work out. If he does, then all of a sudden you have a star wing in your system. Jalen Johnson has taken the next step as a leader. This is a really good Hawks team. I would suggest watching them. They play the Mavericks, Rockets, Warriors, Grizzlies, Pistons as their next 5 games. I realistically seen this team go at absolute worst 3-2, maybe 4-1, maybe even 5-0 if they can beat the Pistons. I do know they play the Celtics twice relatively soon. They play the Kings, and they may play the Pistons again in that stretch. So their next 10 games are not easy. We're kind of getting into that point of the season. You play a good team, it's basically a playoff game. And I'm excited to see what the Hawks can do. It's funny, is like a week ago I was like, oh, the Hawks suck. Like, the Hornets are a better team than all my friends are like, no, the Hawks are good. The Hawks are good. Hawks are good. And they were right. Don't sleep on Atlanta right now. They are playing the best basketball in the NBA. Atlanta Hawks fans, let me know what you think. NBA fans, let me know what you think. We're getting closer and closer to the playoffs. I'll be very excited to see what the Hawks can do. Please hit the like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. My name is B-Luds. This is Ball with B-Luds. And have a good day. We'll be back probably later today, maybe tomorrow, with a official March Madness bracket picking. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you, and have a good day.